And hello. Welcome to a attempt to run through the quick start adventure from Helluva Town. This is the English play. We're going to be running, as I said, through the introductory adventure called Fly Me to the Moon. Before we get through the adventure itself, we're going to introduce our players today, starting with Aram.
Hi. What do you want me to say? Sorry.
Just who you are.
Sure. My name is Aram. I am the co-producer of Kill Every Monster and the co-founder of Dead Ghost Productions. Alex and I worked on a podcast called Rape Play, which was from the Die RPG system not too long ago. And I'm just excited to play with them again and play a wacky cartoon.
Yeah. Next we have Fee.
Hi, I go by Fee on the internet. My real name is Debbie. I go by either of those names. And I am a moderator for the Vancouver D&D Collective. I also run games at Rain City Games in Vancouver. And Alex and I have run lots of games together, both as players and as DMs. So I'm very excited to also be a cartoon.
Yeah. Next is Bella.
Hi, my name is Bella. I'm here to have fun, play a wacky cartoon.
And Blair.
That's me. I'm Blair. I'm half of Adventure Dice, and I just like to play games. So let's play some games.
Yeah, let's play some games. We're going to run through the adventure as written, which means that you have complete freedom to do whatever you want. There is a literal railroad that we'll begin with, and there is some steering that I will be doing through the game just to keep it to a sizable, humane, consumable chunk of time. But to give you an introduction to the setting and the actual adventure that we'll be playing, and then I'll ask you to tell me who you picked as characters. Freshly incarcerated, your Toons are dragged into a brief urban odyssey as you will drag around a large coffin, make new friends, become better people, and unleash a primordial scourge upon Helluva Town. The animator, that's me, has asked you to choose your favorite pre-generated Toon. And then I will tell you that for your crimes, you are currently permanent guests of Chorizo Stravagante Penitentiary. As time has gone by, this has been a couple of years, months, days, doesn't really matter. You have formed a gang, and you have gained the protection of the Italo-American Doco family. They are ducks. Archie Doco is basically the de facto leader of Helluva Town. No one has seen him in a long time. His son, however, has been seen around, and you might encounter him through the adventure. You are now indebted to the Doco family because of their protection. Do you have a... Actually, let's get to this after a second. Aram, who are you playing today?
I am playing Matchlock Molotov. And they are basically are a walking Molotov cocktail, and normally pretty calm, but she has a temper.
Yeah, a bit of a hothead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. So characters in Helluva Town can take one of four different aspects. You have folks, bogies. You have animals, whose name just escapes me right now, and you have stuff, which is literally anything that isn't one of the other three.
Yes, I am stuff.
Folks are human-esque people. Bogies are supernatural creatures. And then you have the animals, which are animals, and stuff, sometimes a walking Molotov cocktail.
Question. So animals that are just like normal animals that can talk, or also like the upright kind that wear clothes?
Think cartoon logic all the way through, so
Okay.
The answer is yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Sometimes
All of the
it's anthropomorphic, sometimes it's not, but
Okay.
we don't question much
Sure,
of it.
of course. People are people. Understood.
Yes. Fee, how about you? Who are you playing?
Me, I'm playing Billy Mochaccino, Billy's a gangster from Fletcher Avenue. He is a coffee pot.
Perfect.
Yes, of course he is. Bella, who are you playing?
I am playing Lola Lagoon. She is a race driver.
Yeah. Biggest stunt woman of Helluva Town. At least she was until she was incarcerated and no one has forgotten about her now.
Yeah.
Happens at best. And Blair, who are you playing?
I've got Mads Bunny. Looks like
That's it. That's what it says on the tin.
What more do you need to describe it?
Mads Bunny. The reason I'm wearing this T-shirt, which says Dylan Dog on it, is that Mads Bunny is inspired by a sect of serial killers who wear a mask of a pink rabbit in this comic. So there's a connection.
Love it.
Here. What is a name for your gang, which I am springing upon you with no previous preparation? What do the four of you call yourselves within the walls of Chorizo Stravagante?
Well, we have a bunny. We have a Molotov cocktail. We got a coffee pot. And Bella, what was your character's name?
Lola. She's a human.
She's a human.
Well, she's a folks.
She's a folks.
She's a folk. Okay.
All Matchlock offers is like names about fire. Like, what about the fire crew? Oh, the fire. And it was like, no, we're not all fire. It's just you.
Yes.
Billy's gonna insist we be a gang.
Just a gang.
Because that's important. You gotta. Well,
But we
it's got to
could
be
just
some
be-
form of gang, you know,
We
like.
could just be a gang. Like,
Just a
just
gang.
a gang.
The gang.
A gang.
Yeah. Like, we're the gang.
Yeah.
Everyone in the penitentiary is just like, oh, for fuck's sake, not that again.
Nobody's so
Sorry, just-
smart.
Oh boy.
Okay, so the gang.
We're the
Yeah.
gang.
The gang. The shitty gang.
Perfect. Done. It's canon.
No
Cool,
one
she
says
needs gang
that
gang,
twice to us. Only
Yes.
once.
Okay, so I'm going to set up some scenes, and then we're going to get right into it. You have a routine. Every day, the penitentiary's potato guards load you onto a train and take you, your striped PJs, and your ball and chain to work the vast fields of crying beetroots. Your task is always the same, and is pick up the beetroots, grind the beetroots, make them into molasses. The molasses are loaded onto the train that used to get you to the fields, transported back to a large container at the docks, and the steam train runs through the entire city along this vertiginously high set of tracks, which has steep inclines, vertical loops, sudden drops, just in case you get bored. They wanted some enrichment for the inmates that have to travel on the train. It's more fun if you put your hands up when it goes down the hill. You know this train like the back of your hands. Every day, you're loaded onto the roof of the first car, because everywhere else is already packed with all the other inmates. You also know of the train's loud complaints. The tracks are too old and shaky, his girlfriend is cheating on him with a subway car, he still hasn't gotten over his teenage angst, the windows creak too much, his wheels are worn out, his favorite cricket team has lost every single match since it was founded. His name is Saudado. Every day, at the peak of his complaints, he breaks out into a heartbreaking blues song. Today, however, the potato guards have ordered you to work a new lot of land, and your plow got stuck. Under the lashes of their carrots, you dug around it and unearthed a large coffin, 6 feet tall and covered in chains.
We should definitely open this.
Says
Wait,
Matchlock.
why is it not open already? I'm sitting there already trying to pull the chains off of it.
If it wasn't this hard to open, it wouldn't be worth it. Clearly, there's something good inside.
But you realize this looks like a coffin, right?
Oh yes. Well, if you had something valuable, wouldn't you hide it in a coffin? Who would go looking there?
That's
Especially
not
if
how
it's
we do it.
underground.
And if it is like a real coffin, then I've heard they get buried with gold.
Hey, what's going on over here?
We should. Oh, nothing. We've just found a large rock, and we're just gonna move it out of the way, and then we'll be right on with our potato farming.
Nah. What's that? What's that?
It's a rock. It's a large rock. Don't you worry about it. We've got it.
You know what? This is a good teachable moment. Let's try
That's not a
a
good start.
challenge.
All right.
So how you're trying to con these guards, these potato guards,
Would that be feely?
leaving you alone and not giving you some celery and carrot lashes.
Basically, yeah.
Ouch.
I would say this is probably using your feely stat, which is
That's
a social
not good.
con.
Right.
Unless you have a different approach you want to pitch to me.
No, that's definitely what I was selling. I'm just not. I just have a 0 in it. But yeah, that's what I was doing.
Okay, so your feely is 0, so you
Alright.
will add 0 to the cards that you draw. So I wanted
Okay.
to draw 2 cards and sum their value.
Okay, so I drew a 10 and a 2. That is 12.
10 and a 2 is a 12,
Those
which
are
I'll
hearts.
say... What's that?
Those are both hearts.
They're hearts.
Those
they're
are
both
both
hearts.
hearts. Those are
And they're
both
hearts,
hearts.
and that's
Let's go.
feely.
Plus
Yeah.
2 more.
Thank you. Plus 2 more. That is a 14.
So that is a 14, which is still just not quite enough for this
No.
particular situation. As the 2 guards, like, this coffin is big. You are a Molotov cocktail. You're
Yes.
kind of minute and short and diminutive. You're trying to hide a 6-foot
this
coffin
little old
behind you.
thing. No need.
It's
to
just
look
a
at
rock.
this. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there
I'm
any
a
sort of
known-
like help or anything we could do? Like if we were jumping to be like trying to assist.
What are you trying to do? How are you trying to assist?
Hey, what's the matter with you? Of course it's a rock. Don't you see it's a rock?
Yeah.
I'll
All of
give,
our rocks
okay,
are wrapped up in chains here.
there is a way of
They no
doing...
chains.
There is a way of doing a group check, but because I already made a ram do this challenge, I'll ask anyone who wants to contribute to this scene to tell me how they approach the scene.
I'm just making a ruckus.
Just making a ruckus,
Just
trying to
making a
distract
ruckus.
him, trying to convince him.
Yep. Gaslighting him.
Yeah. Like I said, the 4 stats, which are also the 4 approaches, are touchy, which is the physical approach, feely, which is the social approach, handy, which is the tinkering approach, and loony, which is the literally anything you can think of. So if you're just trying to convince them, just give me a draw on feely. Fee.
Cool. Actually, you know what? Because my loony stat is actually way better than my feely stat, I'm gonna add something to what I was saying earlier. So you see, Billy Mochaccino's kind of just in this guy's face, just going, "What's the matter with you?" Just full on like Italian mobster feels. You see him full on like Roger Rabbit cartoon. He winds up his fist, looking like he's going for a punch. Yeah,
So going for,
very
going for
very
touchy,
cheesy.
Going for touchy on this one.
I guess so. I was hoping for Looney. It's very like pinwheely,
Push the
very
envelope on
long.
the loony before I give you a loony.
Okay, imagine the arm is like Monkey D. Luffy style. So it's like rearing up, it's going real long, real far back, and he's getting heated.
You know what? We're gonna say this is like you're trying to intimidate them. You're not actually trying to hit them. You're just trying to intimidate them.
Yeah.
But your arm just like gets bigger and bigger and corkscrewier and corkscrewier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's make it a loony draw.
Hell yeah. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna work because I drew a 2 and a 3.
A 2 and a 3.
Yeah, but I got a +3 on Looney.
Okay. Well, that is a total of 8.
Well, we
which
tried,
is,
gang.
Unfortunately,
You had a
it
club, too.
looks pretty fun.
was a
Your
club
hand
there.
is doing
Fun.
full. What's that?
I
letter?
full on whack him in the face, not realizing I was gonna
One
actually
of your
hit him.
cards matched.
One of your cards was a club, so you get a +1.
Was it clubs? Or...
Spades.
Yeah, club.
Hey!
No, for loony. For loony.
Oh,
for
spades. Sorry, my bad.
No problem. Loony is spades.
What's the matter with you? Can't you see it's not a spade?
There's lots
I
of
feel like
mad-
there's very much
I'm mad funny. Come on.
I'm trying, guys.
there's very much a slinky, just like a limp, just like womp, womp, womp,
Ah,
womp,
shit.
of the arm that doesn't quite reach where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, the problem is we're known liars.
You
That's-
The cards aren't impressed. Yeah.
The card's new.
All right, so I'm gonna try and assist this situation with cartoon logic, and because we're saying it's a giant rock, and it was already mentioned the rock was wrapped in chains, I'm going to, you know how like in the cartoon they like transpose 2 objects, so I'm gonna like put myself into the chains, and the coffin will be like right beside it, and I'll just be dancing and go, look, it's just stuff in chains, right? Like, don't worry about it. And then like as I step out, the chains go back onto the coffin.
Just like you could have just gotten yourself out of those chains at any time. Maybe. Yeah, let's go with a
And
Looney
we could
draw
have got
this
the
one.
coffin out of the chains many times. So
Yeah. Let's go with a Looney draw. So draw
Okay.
2 cards and sum their
Okay.
value.
so 1 and 2,
That is a 20.
and I have
Dang.
3 on Looney. So that's
Nice.
That's a 23. Okay. I feel like one of these potato guards is kind of like lowering his celery stick, while the other one is like still brandishing it at Billy. Lola, what are you doing in this situation? As Bunny is very Mads is very
Mads.
convincingly showing them that nothing's weird with this. It's just chains.
It's just chains
Everything.
and a weird shaped rock. While Bunny is messing with the chains, I would like to try and open the coffin.
Ooh. Okay.
If there's no chains on
how?
it, then I can open it. I'm good at fixing things and dealing with tools and stuff. I just like pop it
Okay.
open.
You've always got a crowbar.
I've always got a crowbar and a wrench.
I mean, you have been digging with a plow. You can probably just like
yeah,
unfix the plow to
Unfix the plow.
do things.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Give me a handy draw.
Okay. That is 14
Okay.
plus 3 is 17.
Yep.
Plus 1 is 18.
Yep. So 1 from the matching suit, 1 from your stat, and the total. Sorry, say the total again.
18.
18. You are just using bits of plow, and just like stabbing the chains and just trying to pull them apart and like using full leverage to try and like break the links, and nothing is moving. But you do hear, just as Mads is slinking in and out of these chains just to show that it's just a rock. You hear a
Uh-oh.
from inside the coffin,
Ooh,
very muffled.
fun.
It must be hard to breathe in there.
Mads, the guard is lowering down his throat. He's like, "All right, I can jive with this. Just load it on the train, and we can make you ride on the inside this time instead of the roof. Just for good behavior. I just want to check these chains back at the station."
But it's already got the chains. We can just strap it to the top. That way that dirt doesn't get inside. All the dirt that's on here, because rocks are always full of dirt. You don't want this dirt all over the inside of your train, do you?
Yes.
Let's get it back to the train. Go on, you get your friends here to drag it back to the train. We'll decide once we get there.
Yes. All those dirty, dirt-filled rocks. It's filthy inside your train.
Start grabbing rocks from around the area and loading the rocks into the train.
Filled with very windy dirt. You could just hear it whirling around in there.
See the potato god with a carrot is just like, don't let me use the carrot on you.
Oh, wow.
Some people say that the carrot and the stick work, but we just work with carrots as sticks.
None of us need the carrot. We'll go ahead and move these dirty rocks.
Get the and he starts saying coffin, and then sees like the other god just going rock, and is like the
Rock,
roffin?
yes. No, just a rock. Okay, we've got it, guys. Let's get. You all know it's not a rock, right? It's actually a coffin.
You manage to drag the coffin. The guards like very confused. They just like watch you. Yes, sorry. You manage to drag that rock to the train. The train notices that you are lifting this coffin like onto its roof and just dragging it up. You hear him go, oh, puffs out, huff, steam. You'd be proud of Soldado now, Mama. He's hearse powered now. Oh, I can already imagine you alive, poor Yorick, fellow of infinite jest, most excellent fancy. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs. How I long to be as you in your coffin, sleeping soundly in death's shadow. And he just goes on and on and on, and starts to just like adding bits of monologues from things that he's made up. And again, his girlfriend is cheating him with a subway car, and it's just, you've heard this before. Last week it was just a tram car, and then the week before that it was just a car. and it's anyway. You do,
so
however.
maybe you two don't understand your relationship in the same way. Maybe you're just putting too much your own expectations on her and just tries to talk him down.
He whistles and puffs, and it's like, oh, Matchlock, just because we both have fire coming out of our heads doesn't mean that we understand each other. You wouldn't get her. She's a special gal.
Well, look, if it's fated to be, then I'm sure your tracks will cross in the future.
I hope tracks don't cross. That would be bad, actually.
Tracks
I don't
cross
think
all
you
the time.
understand trains.
I do understand trains, and tracks cross all the time. They have switchbacks and other things.
No.
Do not pay attention. You know what? We'll cover this another time. We've got to get these rocks. There's a rock on top of you right now.
Lola, Mads, and Billy, as Matchlock is having this conversation with Soldado, you manage, with some help, some of the ducks in these cards are helping you load the rock onto the roof. But there is chattering, there's conversations, there's snippets of bits and talks and people and glances and looks, and the ducks are restless. Something is about to go down.
As we're trying to push it up, can we just heave it too hard so it just goes over the other side and hopefully breaks open on the other side?
Yeah, sure. Give me a touchy draw.
I wanna help.
Does anyone want to try helping?
I would like to help.
Okay, so on a group check, I need at least half of you to succeed.
Okay.
all
What's the
do it?
roll?
How does that work?
Matchlock is busy talking to Soldado
Yeah.
in this particular situation.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
But if Billy wants to join in, Billy is welcome.
I'm curious to know what the roll is. I want to know if I can even help.
This would be a touchy,
Touchy.
because
Okay.
you are just brute forcing the rock over the roof onto the other side of the train to see if it smashes open.
Daklos is my middle name. Let's go.
Okay, 2 cards each on touchy.
Oh, there it is.
I have a 7, a 20, and a... I can't count.
14
11.
total.
So the touchy is diamond, so I get +1,
Get +1.
plus my +2, so that's 3.
Yep.
So that's 11.
11. Okay.
23.
23 from Lola.
I have 14, so I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, +1 for the diamond, 12, and I have a +2.
Okay, unfortunately, only Lola is able to actually pass this particular challenge. But you do see Lola's muscles just do the full Popeye, just muscles gain muscles that gain muscles that gain muscles, and the muscles on her muscles just start flexing as she just pushes everything up, and both Mads and Bailey just fly attached to the chains as Lola is pushing this up. But it does land perfectly onto the middle of the roof.
Was
with
it
the
cracked
two of you just
open?
attached to it.
Stuck
sideways.
with it. Can I just kick it off now?
You hear this from Soldado as it starts heading out. But
Ah,
you
shit,
are
this
on the
don't
roof
look good.
rather than in the car.
Oh, perfect. I'll open it. I'll try. Come on, Billy! Help me open this!
Ah, you sure you want to do that?
Why not? Are you sure you know what
Okay. I mean, I've seen a lot of dead bodies in my day. Just gonna,
I think the thing in there is alive. Something was thumping.
Is that pro or con?
We should definitely let it out then.
Okay, well,
Okay.
If I was beaten up in a box, I'd want out too.
cool. I guess, yeah, I'll help.
So Mads and Billy trying to open this.
Yes.
Okay. How are you trying to open it? What's your approach?
We don't have a lot of stuff on me, do we?
You
Yeah,
have
we got
nothing on you
nothing.
except for a ball and chain tied to your ankle.
Well, I've got a ball, so the ball could be able to crush this thing pretty good. So I'll just kind of wind it up and just smack the thing, and hopefully crush the end of it, the foot end of it.
Okay. I'll say that would be a touchy draw because you're using brute strength against it.
I guess that would be yes. All right, let's see what I got here. I got 1 card and then 2 cards.
That is 18.
18 plus 2 is 20.
20.
No dice.
You hear it doesn't break, it doesn't smash, but you hear a distinct clinking sound from the inside, as if it's filled with glass or beads or pearls of some kind. And then you hear her, "Everybody, hands up!" And the train just goes down. Woo! Down in the first loop-the-loop, and everyone puts their hands up in the cars on the train.
Wait.
It
Wait.
loop-the-loop and settles back on, sort of, "Oh, yeah, that's not as fun after the first 725 times."
I know, doll. I'm still down there, comforting Saul, sitting
Just,
in
like,
one of the
pleading.
booths, like, I know, Saul, I know.
And then, what are Billy and Lola doing?
I think Billy's up with Mads, with the crate rock
Coffin.
question mark. And
It's a
considering
rock.
Mads did so, yes, considering Mads did so well, I think Billy is mostly just kind of holding on a little bit tentatively, like, oh well, I don't know if this is a good idea, but all right, this is it. This is how I die. Better be ghosts than grandma situation. So he's holding on to the crate, helping just brace it.
I mean, as you all know in cartoon logic, cartoons don't actually die; they just become other stuff.
Right.
So maybe this will work out for you.
Hey, I made a glass too, you know.
So yes, how are you approaching this? Are you going heavy-handed? Are you trying to do something different?
I think maybe I'd like to observe to see if there's a weak point, if there's any sort of like screws on it. Maybe I could just uphinge the screws instead versus smashing it.
Let's go with this will be a handy one then. Just trying to like assess its structural integrity and weak points.
Oh, I gotta shuffle my deck.
Oh, no.
That's a 6.
I got a +3, but that's not gonna help.
Okay, that's a 7. Well, no, sorry. 6 plus 3 is 9. I can count. I can count abstract
I'm gonna
numbers.
do a quick shuffle right now. Just,
Yep,
you know,
that's good.
make sure.
You just like assessing, like just like going around and just like tapping on it, see if any of the chain links are weak, and all you hear is just this as Mads's chain just ball just hits the side of it and just starts slamming against it. You also hear this thing just like clink on the inside. It's not a single clink; it's like a multiplicity of clinks. As I said, like pearls or beads or beans in a beanbag, but made of glass.
You know what, Saul?
perhaps.
I'll be right back. And I would head up to the roof after hearing this, like, slam, slam,
everyone
slam.
abandons me all the
No,
time.
no, Saul.
I can just
I
start
just-
a conversation
I
with
just
my
gotta,
gal.
darling, I
she
just gotta
leaves you.
check on one thing. You'll be fine. You'll
It's
be
okay,
fine.
the conversation was losing steam anyway.
Oh,
Woo!
Hey.
that's kind of funny. So I'll talk to you later. Boy, he is such a buzzkill.
Okay, everybody, hands up! Woo! Just like another loop-the-loop as Matchlock is like heading up the locomotive to the roof of the first car. What you up to, Matchlock?
I just want to. Well, they're doing something. I heard several bangs on the roof. I know this crew. They're doing something. So I just decided to find out what that was.
Yes,
Shenanigans
everyone
are
knows
afoot.
when there's banging around, you know the gang is not far behind. Yeah. You
And
see
Billy
Mads-
is cursing in like keyboard smash. Like you imagine all the little like weird numbers in cartoons when characters are swearing.
Right.
He's swearing in a big Italian way as he's probably getting smashed along with the box. For
It's
rolling
like there's
below.
like steam is coming out and coffee is frothing inside
yeah.
him.
If you all wanted something open, you just had to ask. And Matchlock gets huge. She just gets gigantic and like begins to bubble, right? And you can see the fire start to build at her crown, and she's like reaches to hand me the ball.
You have
Mads
one
comes with it.
yourself.
I know, but I want theirs.
I literally pick up the ball that I was holding and lift it up because you're high up, right? You're tall.
Well, no, I'm just a little bottle. I'm not tall.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm the size of an alcohol bottle. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Well, reach down to you then. And
But Luck's really imposing right now.
Right, just really muscular. Yeah.
hand you the ball that's attached to my leg.
And I grab it and I swing as hard as I can.
I'll say let's go with Looney, just because we haven't used Looney yet.
I
do a
want to use
draw
touchy
on
because I'm
Looney.
strong. This is my wheelhouse, which is why I came in with
Okay,
strength.
you want to go with touchy? Let's go with
Yeah,
touchy. Let's go
thank
with
you.
touchy.
That is going to be 19 plus 3 is 22.
19 plus 3 is
Dang.
22. You successfully rip the chain off Mads' leg without hurting Mads. And
bonus.
just take Mads kind of like falls upwards and then realizes he's not attached to the ball and chain and falls right back down again. As you take the chain and just slam it onto the coffin, and it just bang, bounces off it and leaves away. But Mads is now free of his ball and chain.
Well, I suppose we gained something then.
Freedom! He just runs off.
No, because the guards are just the guards are just gonna make you pay for that. That's how it always works out. You've now damaged prison property. It's gonna come out of your rations.
As you take assessment of the situation, you see that Mads is now free. He's like looking at himself, looking at all of you, looking at like the scenery moving past him, and just going, I could just, starts winding up his ears to head off. And you hear, "In the name of the Doco family, roast them taters!" And from all sides of the train, as you're entering the neighborhood of Grin Gardens, the Doco family. Ducks from everywhere. There's ducks launching each other from trebuchets. There's cataducks. There's duckamarans. There's heliducks. Everything just assaulting the strangers here. From all sides. Blades, dynamite sticks, drop from airships, catapults, like people launching cabbages that have ducks inside them, ducks exploding into multiple ducks. It's a whole Angry Bird situation. A troop of guards starts marching across the roof you see from the back of the train, and they will start like heading in your direction. What are you doing in this chaos? As you can hear the Tato guards below you being peeled into smithereens. You can hear one of them is like, oui, as is made into French fries.
Somebody's getting julienne.
Yep.
It's like, zut alors! And just being thrown off the train. What are you doing?
Hands up.
Hands up?
Yeah.
There's still quite a couple of cars away. You have a chance of doing stuff.
I had a chance of doing
Lola
stuff.
just goes straight to nope. I'm not with them.
I'm not with them.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
What's Matchlock Billy and Mads doing as you see Lola just immediately surrender? Like no one has asked her to surrender, she just surrendered.
Right. Matchlock's still fighty. Matchlock just did a fighty thing, and Matchlock still there's like fire in Matchlock's eyes as they're looking towards the potato guards.
Okay. Are you gonna roast some potatoes?
I was thinking I might.
We can go into a showdown if you want.
You can just see like a dial appears on the back of Matchlock and it like goes to 400 degrees. Ding!
I said you don't have any of the equipment currently on your character sheets, but you do, if you are in a showdown, you can access your tricks.
Ah, yes.
And also, during a showdown, you can make a challenge, so not necessarily do an attack, but do something that will try resolving the situation. Make an attack, you can skedaddle, which will remove yourselves from the scene entirely, which means you can't help others or gain any benefits from the scene.
Right.
You can use an item or use a trick.
I want to use my trick, which is Risky Gambit.
Okay.
Draw an extra card,
Okay.
then become tuned out. And I want to turn to Bella, who's our human analog, yes?
Or human
right?
analog, yes.
Right? And I'll be like, Bella, put those hands down, pick me up, and throw me.
Oh hell yeah, Matchlock. Let's go.
This
Lola
whole,
is
like,
reminded.
anime
There's like this
scene.
somewhere in the back of Lola's mind is like a nitro exhaust just like
Yeah.
rears into motion. Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm gonna say we'll do it the other way. So Bella, if you could draw for Lola, how are you throwing Matchlock?
Well, as hard as possible, but
Just brute strength.
Are you asking for
I
like
think I'll
underhand,
imagine-
overhand? Like...
I remember I beamed somebody once with a wrench. And I'm gonna remember throwing that wrench.
It's just like a wrench. It's just like when you threw that wrench.
You're nicely balanced, you're gonna go over like this, and you're gonna fly straight and true.
So can I use my trick to give Bella an extra card to throw me, and then become tuned out as the result of it?
Technically, no, but I like it, so yes.
Excellent.
So I draw 3 cards.
Draw 3 cards, so Aram, if you could mark yourself down as tuned out, which means
Yes.
on your next draw, you will draw 1 card
Yes.
instead of 2.
Cool. Okay. What skill am I using?
You tell me. That sounds like either handy or touchy.
It felt like handy to me. I was gunning for handy.
Cool.
Which is excellent because I have a 10, a 5, and a 10. And the Joker.
Ooh.
The Joker means that I can also make it a club, which now I get how many extras? Plus 1 for each card?
You get 1 extra for each of those, plus your stat bonus.
Okay, so that's 25.
So just with those, it's a 33. Well, no, it's a 25, 28.
28 plus 3.
31. Okay.
Light this
Against
candle,
all
baby.
odds, like, time just slows down as Matchlock catches fire and just starts revolving, and you just see ah, na, da, da, ah, da, 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 ah. Massive explosion 2 cars away from you, as you have just been able to calculate the trajectory of like the train moving forward. If a train leaves a station at 35 miles per hour and Matchlock is thrown at 25 miles per hour, at what point will they meet Rose? And you just get a full roast potato platter as a second platoon advances behind them, just trampling over Matchlock, just like Mads and Billy, what are you up to?
I think Billy's desperately trying to look for a gun of some sort. Ah, shit! Ah, crap! And he's trying to fashion some sort of weapon of some sort. And he's a little bit freaked
there
out
are-
because...
Dynamite sticks being just like thrown around the place.
Ah, incredible! And so I guess he's going to try to grab some dynamite sticks and then realizes as he turns around that Lola has launched Matchlock. And he goes, no! That was really fire!
He's like, oh!
But I think, other than that, I guess we'll try to look for some sort of matches or something to light these things.
The dynamite sticks are lit because they're being thrown
Oh.
at the train. I'll make it an easy challenge for you to grab one.
Okay.
Just need to beat a 10 on this one.
Touchy?
You have
Looney. Touchy, Looney, handy?
However, tell me how you use cartoon logic to grab a dynamite stick.
So Billy has seen some things. A bit of a gangster from Fletcher Avenue, you know. You gotta have a little bit of swag. So surely we've done this thing before. We've caught a bunch of footballs. We've caught a bunch of bullets. You know, this should be easy. No problem.
I was catching dynamite when I was 6.
The only thing
Exactly.
that Billy
You
didn't
know how it
catch
is.
was play catch with his father, because
You
his
know how it
father
is.
left him.
You know how it is. This is nothing.
It was just a cookie back then. Okay. Yeah. So draw on Looney, I guess. Give me 2 cards.
Okay.
That's better than what you've drawn so far.
Yep.
That's an
Yeah,
18.
I shuffled. Plus 3.
18 plus 3 is 21. Is it? Yes.
Yes.
Oh, abstract math is just not my friend today.
Not abstract.
It's just math.
It's
Just
just math today. Yes.
Yeah.
But that is very good. You can grab. You grab 2 dynamite sticks. You have 1 per hand as your hands just like jump up. You don't. You're just looking at Matchlock going, and you just grab 2 dynamite sticks without breaking eye contact. You have 2 sticks that are now doing the.
It's the top of his like coffee pot head that's just kind of flapped open, and they've just
Yes.
got him.
Yes.
I see
Got
Billy
him.
grab these, and I'm just gonna shut out at her or at Billy. I'm gonna jump on top of the coffin and like grab the chain because I want to ride this like a board I'm like,
Yes.
like jab me into the end here and give me some, like propulsion.
Like rockets?
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
Cartoon
Yes.
logic.
That's how
no.
explosions work.
That's how explosives
Incredible.
work.
Be turbo powered.
It's like an
Right.
episode
So
of
that-
Mythbusters. Absolutely.
So that way I can ride this coffin right through the guys out, back in the other car, just right.
And
right
maybe
off the
get
end of
away
train.
from the train. Yeah. You do
Okay.
hear
How could it
as
go
Mads
wrong?
is shouting this out, and you're considering what to do, like just going into yourself to drag the dynamite back out again.
It comes out my mouth. I hold it like a cigarette. Cigar.
Yeah.
Just like
Puff,
cigar,
puff.
dynamite cigar.
Yep.
You hear
Oh yeah,
Salvador.
we're fighting here.
Every
from the
time
front,
you puff
just
on
going,
it,
"Oh."
the fuse brightens a little bit. It's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit nearer.
Please just throw one into the funnel so I can finally call it quits with all of this. You hear the train say from the front.
Oh no.
Ah, you know. Loyalty's brewed deep. You don't have to worry about that. You just gotta move on. It's all good. Plug.
No, but I don't want to keep moving on. Boop boop. So
Don't
what
gotta
do you
be
do with
steamed
dynamite?
like milk, We plug them into the
into the coffin.
the coffin, yes. And
Into
then
the
we hop
Lola.
on
exhaust
with
ports on the
Mads.
coffin.
After you've thrown
Yeah.
the matchlock, you realize that Billy and Mads are like loading the rock with dynamite sticks, ready to make it into a rock it.
A rocket, yeah.
Oh, boo!
Hey!
Sorry. You and Matchlock will probably be grabbed on the way over as you just like surf across the roofs to hit the potatoes. Lola, what are you doing? And then I'll make you draw in a second play.
We need a driver!
I mean,
None of us can drive over here with the lack of arms,
yeah.
I'm
I
just
do have
imagining
arms, but they
full
are very
Dune
tiny.
They're not
sandworm
that
here.
great.
No, rather useless. Like T-Rex arms, really.
I
No,
mean,
Matchlock is currently just like doing spin the bottle in front of potatoes
Right.
on fire.
well, Mads has arms, unless Mads is using arms for something else.
But aren't you the driver?
Me?
Mads is
yeah.
directing how the things will go.
I can drive. You want me to drive? I can
Well,
drive.
hop on!
Let's
All
go.
of our plans involve someone human doing something incredibly dangerous, and it always falls to Lola because no one else has like a
'Cause I'm the
human
one
body.
with hands.
I mean, the
That's
next
what we need a
human one is
human
Blair.
Yeah,
Is
I mean,
Mads, and
I'm
Mads is a
close.
bunny.
I do have I am in think Crazy Roger Rabbit. That's what this picture looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driving.
You're driving. It's full sandworm. Like
Let's go.
music plays in the background.
Let's
just
go.
like holding onto the
I
chains.
am driving this.
Is this? Are we in a showdown? Or are we just doing challenges?
I feel like this, like you're gonna hit the potatoes, but the showdown was dealt with Matchlock, and you're 25 to hit or 31 to get through.
Okay.
So I think we're good with that.
Okay, because I was like, can I use my trick?
You know what? In fact, you can all gain 3 extra bucks
Yay!
as the potato guards are hit, and just like spare change falls out of their pockets, and you just grab it on the way over.
Excellent.
Okay, just to be able to stay on, I will say this will be either touchy or handy, unless you can pitch me something really, really stupid with Looney.
The chains are still on this thing.
Oh yeah, the chains, like everything you tried to do hasn't worked to open up the crate, the
Cool.
coffin, the rock.
I mean, my handy score is the best score, but I feel like pitching something silly is great. But I can pitch something silly and it can still be handy. Maybe.
Sure.
I'm going to wrap each of my limbs into the chains so I can steer with all 4 limbs.
So just like
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
Mads, are you helping in this? Are you adding anything to this? Because this coffin's about to rocket its way through some potatoes and off the train and probably explode the train in the way.
It's a rocketing coffin plowing through potatoes.
Yes.
I mean, whatever I try, I'm probably hindering. Not intentionally. Not
A
intensely.
suggestion could be you could use your ears as a helicopter to steer the direction of the coffin.
Logically.
Logically.
Yeah.
We've all
Cartoon
seen
logic.
rabbits.
That's how airplanes
Well,
work. Yeah.
I wouldn't use the direction. It would help level it so that it doesn't hit the next car. It actually
Yeah.
clears the cars. It actually gives it a little lift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like skipping rocks across the
Skipping
car.
rocks, yeah.
Yeah, I'll stand near the front so that I can bring up the nose a little so it can
Okay.
like-
Okay. Let's go with
pull it on
Looney.
water or something. Yeah.
Give me a draw on Looney. 2 cards.
Is this still? Can I show down this one? Can I trick it?
This is sure. Yeah, the potatoes are still there. Technically, it's still a showdown.
All right. So Howl into the Moon. Your Looney score increases by 1. You draw an extra card, then discard a card before the final result.
Yes. So you draw 1 and then choose the 2 to keep.
Well, I draw 3 and I choose 1.
So, yeah, sorry. So you draw an extra 1 and then choose 2 to keep.
Okay, so I've got 3 of them right here.
Ooh, nice.
So Looney is spades. So let's
Yep.
drop the lowest one. That's a club.
So that's a 21 in your hand.
So that's a 21 in my hand plus 4 because I
That's
have
24.
plus 1 to my Looney. So
That's 25.
that's 25.
No, it's 20 in your
Wow.
hand plus 1 plus 4.
4. 25.
25. Yes.
Yeah.
That's still 25.
Math
You're right.
is hard.
21 here. Plus 4 is 25.
Yep. You're right.
Okay.
25. Not only do you clear, you also manage to somehow grab Matchlock on the way over as Billy is holding onto the chains on one side.
Whoa!
Lola is full on holding onto, like, strapped in, front, bottom. You just. I feel like Mads at the front of the coffin is just doing, like, a safety exits are this way, 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 this way. Anyway, it's a coffin. Just jump
Go
off
down.
if you need
Just
to.
can't go down.
And as it just like starts skipping across every single card, and it just explodes every single card as one dynamite stick is dropped on the way over, picks up Matchlock, and
Whoa.
the train explodes in a apocalypse of molasses and French fries. You barely notice just how you make it down from these tracks, looping around the city, landing onto the concrete below, just like skidding on the way onto the concrete, and you almost don't notice these strong arms peeling you off the road and start dragging you through the streets away from the coffin, and you lose your senses.
Matchlock has been filled with syrup, and there's a brand new label slapped on her that says "Made in Vermont."
When you all come back to your senses, you find yourselves in a large garage, and that's how I say it, and I'm gonna keep it. A garage.
Don't look at me.
No, it's wrong. Say it your way.
There are
Are there
ducks
cars
with
made
biceps.
of aluminium in the garage?
Yes, they
Oh
are.
boy.
And they all drive stick. There are ducks with biceps the size of your face. They are hosing you clean, and they're also cleaning the coffin, which is still with you, still next to you, still chained up, still closed. They all smile. There are several golden teeth are revealed, because of course, as we all know, ducks have teeth. Much like
You
geese.
do. You do.
And they invite you to use the restroom, one at a time, to dry up in the full body dryer and change into a clean set of clothes, if you'd like to. When you're ready,
I just
They
changed
will-
my rag. Get a brand new rag. It's fancy now. It's got flowers in it.
the full body dryer is literally just a giant hair dryer that a duck is holding over you, just like.
Right.
But you can take some time to like change up, which now means you have access to everything in your pocket.
So the dryer when I walk in works great. It's big and it just blasts me and I'm like perfectly clean. But when Lola walks in, the duck's just very slowly drying areas.
It's still a big dryer.
Okay.
When you're ready, they open the doors to the actual building that you're in, and you are swept away by disco lights, by clinking coins, the smell of wheat. You're in Fanciful Fiasco, the biggest casino of Helluva Town. You see row after row after row of slot machines and blackjack and poker tables extending in every direction. Above you there are balconies brimming with very important Toons dressed with sapphires, and local celebrities like dunk themselves in perfume and back out onto the balcony. Just a couple of people just like swimming along the crowd. You are led to a private room away from the large crowd, and you see a game of poker is currently taking place. You see a very well-dressed duck with 10 hefty gold rings on his hands. You see fades on the side of his head and a large scar over one eyebrow. There's an Irish dishwasher smoking a cigar at the table with him. A tomato in a tacky sweater, in tacky streetwear, and a skeleton in French aristocracy attire. The tomato, as you step in, reveals his hand. 7 aces. He reaches to grab his winnings, pulls them towards him, and you see the duck pulls out a cleaver, holds the tomato's hand, and cuts it off, and the sleeve just starts pouring out aces. Just. He then takes the tomato. He shoves the chips down his throat and explodes him, slamming him into the wall to the back. There is a hole in the wall dripping with ketchup. And you see Frankie Doco just take his cigar out of his mouth, just go.
Sorry, what?
Is there like subtitles beneath them?
Does the man come with captions?
Someone behind you just goes, he said no one ducks with Frankie.
Ah.
And so you get a 32 teeth smile, hands on his hips, revealing 2 magnums on the side of his belt. And you recognize Frankie Doco, the firstborn son of the city's owner.
Lackey marinara is on the menu tonight.
It's just, there's someone just like cleaning the marinara sauce off the wall.
At least it's better than last time.
Was it Alfredo last time?
Oh yeah,
You can
poor
never
Alfredo.
get that out of a coffin. I don't speak Italian.
Same guy leans over and says, he says he's heard of the gang from Chorizo Stravagante, and he would like to... he's offering you a job, and he says you have no choice.
So it's less of an offer and more of a demand. Words are important, but no, we do get your information, yes. And we are a gang, we are the gang, and we would love to do whatever you need for a considerable fee, of course.
You see a giant crowbar is brought into the room. Who of you has the highest touchy?
That would be me. I bet I got 3.
2.
You have 3
Yeah.
as well?
Just drops the crowbar on Matchlock.
Yeah. One tiny arm just reaches up, stops it midair. Yeah. Why, thank you. And then wants me to open the coffin, I assume? Is that why I have his hands in? I see. No. It's, when you point, it's so much easier to understand you. And just kind of... Yes, I got it from here. Leaps up on top of the coffin, plants her little feet, puts the crowbar in, and then just looks up, and the eyes start flaming, and just bubbles start going through Matchlock.
Give me a... so you are still tuned out,
Right.
which means it'll be a single card draw.
Right. Okay.
But it's going to be on touchy.
Okay. There's an 8. And that's
Okay.
an 8 plus 3 is 11.
Plus 1 because it's diamonds.
And it's a diamond. Plus 1 is 12.
There we go.
Well.
See, it's hard. It's hard when you can't see the numbers.
It is hard.
With a 12, you see there is the crowbar starts bending. And it's like, you can see like there's almost a little bit of give. Just a little bit. And then it just like...
I am tired. I've had a day. Perhaps you'd ask me to do this some other time. I may have managed, darling, but no, I'm sorry. And I did break your little crowbar. Hand it back over.
And the crowbar is just like looking very limp.
Yeah, it's like a spring.
However, Lola, Mads, and Billy, you do see that inside the coffin, as that little glimpse of the as there was just a little crack of an opening where Matchlock was able to at least pin the crowbar through. It's filled with bottles of ink.
That can't be good.
And you know that ink makes you stronger. Ink makes you better. Ink may be addictive. Please talk to your doctor if you feel like it can cause diarrhea.
Is any of it yellow ink by any chance?
Oh, you weren't able to see. You were too focused on trying to open.
Right. Okay.
But Billy, Mads, and Lola, that clinking sound you heard earlier, if this thing is filled with bottles of ink.
That is a lot.
I think Billy's gonna go over and just kind of having glanced it, as Matchlock is kind of discussing. Oh yeah, I broke your thing. I think Billy's just kind of he's got a cigar in his mouth now. He's right
His
and
mouth
chill.
is up here.
Yeah. He's got this like fancy Italian suit, chalk stripe, black,
Nice.
like tie. And he's also got like a small little machine gun on his back. And he kind of goes over and he has puffs on his cigar, and he goes, thank you for doing us a favor for, getting us out of there. But, maybe we could do something for you. And in exchange, you can give us this box. And he kind of nods in a way that kind of indicates his firearm. So I kind of want to make it a bit of a threat. Like, look, I got this cool thing back now. You're not going to take it back from me. Maybe we can do something for you, but we want the box in exchange.
Threatening the mob boss.
I'm going to let you go through this.
I'm a gangster too.
I'm giving you the context of you owe a debt to the Doco family because of the protection they gave you in prison. This is fine, but you are threatening the person that you currently owe a debt to. So give me a feely draw.
Okay. It's okay. +1.
Okay. +1?
13.
So 12, so it's 13. Frankie Doco shows his magnums again on his waist. Looks down, up, around you. Not quite sure what the height difference is here. Trying to find where your eyes are. And just goes. And you hear the same guy just like, I said,
He says he was gonna offer you a deal anyway, but yeah, okay. He likes the cut of your jibe, kid.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear.
what they say is, they tell you, take the coffin to Jellyfish Junction, make sure it's opened before you get there so you can actually sell the contents, and then you can split the sale. And if your hands grab a couple, that's fine. Not a big issue, he's not going to be there, just... The coffin has to be openable, and he suggests using the Mega Death Laser from the Science Expo. It kind of cuts through everything.
Now that I have my stuff back, can I use my Swiss Army chainsaw?
You can use a Swiss Army
And
chainsaw.
I'll
What
try and
are you
open
just
it?
gonna, as this conversation is happening, just like pull out the Swiss Army chainsaw
Yeah,
and go?
like out of my pocket, like like fold down the blade that I don't need. I'm like, oh, there's my metal grinder. Yeah, that'll work. And then I'll.
Give me a. Let's go with Looney on this one. Go on.
Looney. Where's my dice?
I imagine it very like Tasmanian Devil. Like, got it!
All right, so there's the first one, a nine
Okay.
of hearts, and then my second one, whoa, ace of hearts.
Nice.
So
So that means
That's a 10.
it's a.
that's a 19.
Oh, right. Aces.
Oh right, there's 10.
Ace
Right.
Should be a
high.
20.
And you said Looney, so I get +3 on my Looney.
So 19 plus 3 is 22.
I got 22. Gonna get the chains
you
off.
Start with the chainsaw. You're using the metal grinder attachment. Are you just
All
cutting
chainsaws
through?
have that, yeah.
And there's like sparks start heading off, like Matchlock just keep that distractedly just putting out the sparks, catching her hair. And as you're doing this, you can't quite cut through the chains, but the chainsaw slips into the coffin every now and then, and just catches one of the vials and just like, and you get the vials that are on your character sheets. You now have access to. Each of you gets one vial of ink.
Ooh.
That means I have two vials of ink then.
Sure, I'll give you an extra one. Why not?
'Cause
You
it's
can
in my
get
pocket, I have a
2.
raw yellow
Everyone
ink.
else gets the 1 already written.
All right. Raw yellow ink.
That's it. So raw ink will give you an automatic success
Right.
on whatever
Whatever
challenge it is
matches.
you're doing at the time.
Right.
It can recover up to 3 bonks, and then will tune you out.
Right.
Oh, hold on, I messed that up. I'm tuned out already because I haven't drawn a card since my helicopter.
Right.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. So 9, it's 12. Okay.
So it's either 12 or 13 is what I had.
So you don't get the double vial. You only get the single vial.
Thank you. Okay, but I'm not tuned out.
Not tuned out anymore. So you can prevent the malus from, like, the single card draw from being tuned out by drinking another dose of ink before you draw a card. So if you get addicted to the stuff, you keep drawing 2 cards. But you need to have enough ink to be able to do that. Because it's a single use every time.
That makes sense.
So yes, so they suggest going to selling the coffin at Jellyfish Junction, selling it to the Fish Syndicate, and using the Mega Death Laser from Science Expo to get that,
Open it.
to open it up. Do you have an idea of how you might get to these places, or do you just want to head out with a coffin and see what happens?
I mean,
Were we given any directions?
Lola theoretically knows where Jellyfish Junction is. if
Oh,
that's
you
where
like
the
you know
race
where
was.
it is.
Yeah.
Just
Do
you
we
know how
where we
to
are
get
now?
there.
Do we know where we are now? Can I have
You're
a
in Green
car?
Gardens. You're in the Fanciful
Car.
Fiasco.
Can I have a car?
Are you trying to ask Doco for a car?
Yeah, this will get done faster if I can drive us.
Okay. How do you ask for a
I'm just
car?
gonna ask him. Can I have a
Hey,
car?
hey, buddy.
Mr.
Hey,
Boss,
Dad.
sir.
Mr. Boss, hey, have you you got a car back there?
Can I borrow
yeah.
a car, please?
Give me a Feely challenge.
Cool. 8. No. 17.
17.
Plus 1. 18.
18. You see, he just takes another puff of his cigar and goes.
felt
You
like
don't
sure
need
that-
you don't need the interpreter to tell you that this is a positive response.
That felt like a sure, why not?
Yeah. You are shown to a garage that has an array of vehicles. And you can
Oh.
pick your choice, choose your pick. What do you choose?
I need one that fits the coffin and the rest of the crew.
Well, there is a hearse. There is a limo. There is a Hummer stretch limo. There is a small tank, and there is a very large Cadillac convertible with 8 seats.
I vote for the tank.
I mean, the land yacht would be funny.
Molotov is looking at that tank though, and like, oh, you could put me in that turret. Just fire me up. Oh, what a glorious day that would be.
It's like Mads and Matchlock are having just a simpatico moment.
Yeah.
Of just like,
Yeah. Kelly going,
We're both sharing the same imagination of firing
it's
me
the
out of the
same
tank.
thought bubble,
Yeah.
yes.
Really, what car do you think?
Billy's looking for something with what he's calling the dark roast. You know, it's got to have the hoof in it.
Am I good for
Yeah.
the Hummer?
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta have style. We're the gangster gang. We gotta have that gang style,
Okay.
you know?
So the Hummer.
Or the Cadillac?
There you go. Yeah, the Cadillac.
Cadillac.
how
Excellent.
does the tank
Definitely
not
the
have
Cadillac.
more style for a gang to make a present saying, we're here?
It carries a message, but as far as style, I gotta say, the Cadillac, it does have suicide doors and everything.
The tank?
No,
the
no,
Cadillac.
no, the Cadillac. Why would the tank have suicide doors?
I don't know.
Now.
Maybe style, I guess.
Or the Cadillac it is.
Cartoon
Everybody
logic.
in.
You said it. It then happened. The
Yeah.
tank is suicide door.
You tell me, does
Right.
it?
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Obviously.
Now it has style.
It's a tank, but it looks like an Escalade.
It's got the Cadillac down.
shiny. Yeah.
Okay. You
The
load the
Cadillac.
coffin into the vehicle of your choice here. You can
Yes.
tell me which one you actually choose after all that. You load it in, you head out, just Lola. You feel like the rumble of the engine, the smell of gasoline, smell of coffee for some reason. Billy must be excited.
That's just
Always
There's
gets a little
I mean,
steamy
there's
around
always
me,
the
you know?
smell of gasoline when Mashlock's around, but that's just it's a different kind of gasoline.
yeah, it's the bad kind, the blowing up kind, not the
But it's
car-
like
not the car
Mashlock
running
smells
kind.
of gasoline. This is the smell of gasoline.
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah.
Good espresso makes you go fast.
Yeah. You can drink me. I only have the finest spirits.
Oh, I love it when he talks
No.
like that.
No.
This is like Mashlock and Billy
No.
just pouring into the same
Yeah.
cup.
No, darling, here, have a little shot of me for courage.
Oof.
Everyone, rounds on me.
Lola just doesn't wait. Just like
Whoa!
Going.
I think someone just like in the back of your brain, it's been so long since you've been on the streets that you just automatically just put your hands up and just go, wee, oh wait, oh, it's not the train, it's not the train. You do hear a very sad in the background somewhere in the city.
Of course.
He didn't explode. I thought
He didn't explode, but now he doesn't have any of his cars with him.
So Saul's just the engine. That's how
So
this
that
world
always
works?
just it's just a
Okay,
locomotive.
gotcha. Okay.
You reach the Science Expo. You just a full Akira slide into the gates at the front of the Science Expo. These big metal gates with mistletoe and Christmas cacti. You see there are metallic domes with large spotlights shining beacons into the sky. It's always night in Helluva Town. Beyond the gates is this like wide open plaza dominated by a uranium statue of Dr. Grumpo, wearing a full Santa outfit, booted foot squashing an anonymous Toon in a sign of triumph, a display of triumph rather, and powerful speakers just broadcasting this on a loop, drowning out the incessant holiday jingles. Everything at Science Expo is Christmas themed.
Is that-
Including the security bots, which are giant elf bots. It's elves on a shelf, but they are giant, tall, and they are actual cops.
Right.
You know, he would look a lot more intimidating if he wore a suit. Just a proper suit with a tie and everything, you know?
I don't know. This all seems rather terrifying to me.
I'm scared.
I've had several nightmares that look just like this.
So, as a reminder, you're trying to get the coffin into the Science Expo, trying to
Yes.
find the Mega Death Laser or something else to open it.
I had forgotten all about why we were here. Thank you so much.
I know my chickens.
I would like to. Wait, there's a gate, right?
It's not really a gate. It's one of those entrance like to a theme park styles. Like,
Oh,
it's a
it's
big
arch.
archway. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we're just gonna drive in and go fast. Avoid the cops. Duh.
So your options to sneak the coffin in is just to drive as
Yes.
loudly as you can
Yes.
through the front doors.
Yeah.
Right.
And just go fast.
Yeah.
Why do you think we took the tank with
Well,
suicide?
it doesn't matter if they notice us
The
if they
bouncing
cannot
tank.
stop us.
Mads is just like hanging off the back of the Cadillac, just still thinking of the tank in the garage, just going, could have been so much easier.
The tank is slow, Mads. I gotta go fast.
Let's make this a group check. Let's make it. You can tell me how you're approaching this, but you're
Yeah.
basically just montaging your way through the Science Expo in the Cadillac. Each of you gets to tell me one approach. You all
Yes.
get to make one draw, and half of you needs to pass. I'm going to set the difficulty at intermediate, which is a 15. So you need to meet or beat a 15. So Lola, you are driving the Cadillac. What are you doing?
I've been to the Science Expo before. I have the layout memorized.
Part of your like underground racing was not actually underground; it was above
Right.
ground. It was
It
just
was
like
above ground.
racing
It
around
was
Science Expo. Yeah.
underground in the fact that it wasn't official.
Yeah, it's just a term, DM.
Yeah.
I
This
know
used to be
that.
a race course. I know where I'm going. I've got the race course memorized. I could do it backwards and in my sleep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we going handy or touchy?
Handy.
Handy. Okay. 2 cards. That is a 20 plus
3.
23.
go.
Okay. Okay, that's 1 pass. We just need 1 more to pass this. Who would like to go
Don't
next?
I
on
know.
the
screw it up.
Matchlock, yes.
Exactly how I'm helping. So
Okay.
as they gun it, and I see that they're going to go for it and basically try to blow past all of these guards, I take position in the gas tank and pour my alcohol directly into it to give her a
Oh, boy.
nitrous boost.
It's like,
Let's go, darling. Light this candle. That's right.
Hell yeah.
that's a loony.
Yeah, I would think so. Okay.
That's a loony. 2
right.
cards on loony.
All right. 1, 2. Oh, that is going to be a queen and an ace.
Let's
Queen
go.
of Ace and the Queen of
And
Spades.
it's
So
a
that's a
Queen of
21 in
Spades.
your hand.
Plus 2, so that's 23.
23.
Nice.
Very nice.
And-
Billy, what you doing?
Oh no, sorry.
Oh,
I'm
go
good. I'm good. No, I was gonna say I was gonna use my ink, but there's no reason to. I succeeded.
No. Very much succeeded at this one. Billy.
I think Billy's in the back. In the montage, you see him. He's got his machine gun out, and he's loading the machine gun with what you think is bullets, but it's actually like really mini. Like he's calling them single, double, and triple shots. So they look like little like espresso cups, and they're going into like the giant
just a little
holster
espresso
of his
pod.
gun.
Just a little Nespresso
Exactly,
pods.
exactly.
Yeah.
But they look like actual teacups with like coffee in them, and they're going in like full on like. Imagine if they were like eraser size, and they're going in.
Yep.
Nice.
And so he's smoking on his cigar, just loading his gun.
Is this a loony or a touchy?
If you'll let me do Looney, I'll take Looney.
Let's go with loony.
Cool.
I think to add to the loony, you are filling the little shots from inside you and loading them in.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's coming from the top of my spout. I'm glad we passed 2, because that's what I got with a +3. I
That's an
know
8 +
it's
3 is
disaster.
Okay.
It's the fact that there's Mexican pesos on the back of these. That's why it's
You
the
need-
money.
I feel
The whole
like-
money thing needs to just go.
The nitrous boost from Matchlock is just like you're doing like a full 2-wheel front load, like
Ah,
full
shit.
spin. It's really hard to get like just coffee sloshing all over the place. So you do get shots out. They're blank shots. They're decaf. You're just hitting people with decaf, and it's not really quite working.
It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
They're blanks.
Mads, what are you doing in this?
As soon as it cuts to Mads, you see this cartoon flashback of him like taking the tank turret and putting it on top of this Cadillac. All in his mind. It didn't actually happen because there's no turret there. But in his mind, this is what happened. Is he took the turret off the tank and attached it to the Cadillac. So he's sitting there, like sitting on top of the car, half hanging down the sunroof, but thinking that he's actually sitting in the gunner seat of the turret, and he's just like throwing like whatever he can grab out of the car. Pretending
But in the
like-
thought bubble, it's actual shots through the cannon. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Please draw.
It could be a bag of coffee beans that Billy's dragged along.
It's just bits. It's like this. Like
Handfuls of
every time you hit
crackle.
an elf bot, you just get bits of elf bot and just shoot them back out again.
Alright, so there's this one and this one.
Ooh.
That's a double ace. That's a 20.
That is a 20, and I've got a +3 on that.
So 23.
23.
Y'all making me look bad.
I
Jeez.
don't know how that was
That was
Billy
the
is just like
gangster.
spinning, coffee falling out, like spinning teacup all the way through.
I thought I was
as
a gangster.
everyone else is just fully just like mowing down elf bots. Akira sliding. Like Akira slid up to the gates and then just ran through, and Akira slid again.
Yeah.
Um,
Obviously.
I'll give you a choice between the speed hole, printing hole, energy hole, and giant hall, where do you end up?
Where do we think the laser's gonna be? I think
Well-
the energy hall.
That seems like a good bet, yeah. Lasers do need electricity, even in Toon World.
Yeah, is that where we're going?
Sounds good.
I'm not driving.
Smashing into the energy hall, which is a mega tower, which is indeed home to the mega death laser. Well done.
Hey, we guessed
Which is
Yeah.
shaped like a giant hairdryer. They really like their giant hairdryers here in Helluva Town.
They do. They're versatile.
The laser itself is suspended in mid-air by steel crane arms. This one is an actual giant hairdryer. It is being currently used to cut a variety of items which are on this conveyor belt, which includes cakes, tungsten blocks, sardines, and novelty balloons.
That covers everything, yes.
Yeah, it covers
Well
everything.
chosen.
The controls are up top. There's a comfy little cabin, which you can see has a seat and a joystick, several feet above from you. It looks like it can be rotated 360 degrees. It can look up and down, so you can do anything you want. But there are 4 elf bots in this hall. That you... Well, okay, there were 4 elf bots. You just slammed into one. There are 3 elf bots in this hall, which means we are going to enter into a showdown. And remember, the laser beam will cut anything it finds and has several miles of range. Just throwing that out there.
Several miles?
Is this
Several
room
miles,
larger
yes. It's
than
currently
sev-
being contained into the thing that it's cutting,
Yeah.
but should it go wild? Yeah.
Is this room larger than several miles?
No. The
So
room
what
is
you're
not larger than
saying is we
6 miles.
cannot get away from this laser. Understood, yes.
Oh, but no one can get away from the laser if you're using it.
Right. Right. So so neither us nor our enemies can escape this
Nothing
laser.
is
What you're
safe.
saying. Right.
Nothing is safe.
Understood.
So, in a showdown, as I said, you can make a challenge. You can make an attack. You can use an item, use a trick, or skedaddle, which means removing yourself from the scene in a way that you can't get harmed, but also you don't gain any benefits from it.
Okay. So one of us has got to get to the control tower. And some team like team A has to go to the tower to get control of the laser, and team B has got to keep the elf guards busy, right? Okay. Molotov's definitely on team keep elf guards busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Billy desperately wants to shoot a laser.
Okay.
Yes.
Billy's on team
my specialty.
control panel. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Maz is certainly there with Billy, thinking that we got to go take care of this. I mean, how much fun would it be to shoot a giant death laser?
Now
Not
we're in
quite
the
as
same
fun as
thought
a
bubble.
tank,
Yeah.
but
Not as fun
But-
as a tank,
Not as fun as
but a little more
Plus.
fun than a montage tank top not actually put on the Cadillac. So there's that.
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. That's true.
Matchlock does a little flip and just lands in Lola's pocket, just like all flamed up and ready to go.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to be using full showdown rules, which means that if you are successful, you land a bonk on your opponent. There are 3 elf bots. You don't know how many bonks they can take, but each of you will get a turn, and then they will get a turn as well against you. But you're drawing for defense as well as attack. I don't draw anything. It'll become clear as soon as we get into it. Matchlock, you're distracting people. How are you distracting people in this showdown? So I'm guessing you're not attacking, you're doing a challenge of some kind, or are you attacking the elf bots?
On my character sheet, it says that I have a light firearm that I can light with a fuse. Can I interpret this as a flamethrower?
Of course.
Excellent.
There is a
Then
light on a flamethrower.
Yes, absolutely. Then she just pulls a little flamethrower nozzle off her back that is, of course, connected to her, right?
Yes.
And she's just going to lay down, right? Just liquid fire and just make like basically a wall of fire to keep the guards away from the others, to block them off from stopping the others.
Okay. Give me a Looney draw.
That seems perfectly reasonable. How could it be Looney? Yeah, no, you're right. Hang on. That is going to be a queen and a 7. That is a club.
Does
and
your
a
equipment
diamond.
have any extra bonuses to it?
Light firearm, mix and match. A set of single fuses, each burning in different ways, from birthday cake sparklers to small flame. No, there's nothing. There's nothing, actual
Nothing
mechanical
mechanical.
about it. Right, exactly.
Looney, so that's a 17 plus your Looney.
2, 19.
19. That is
And-
successful.
Yes.
So you can land one bonk on the elf bots.
Excellent. One of them gets caught in it. Now it's just like half burned away, and you can
It's
see
full
the
like
machinery
it's full Terminator at this
Yeah.
point. Just like the outer elf bot's shell is melted.
glowing red eyes and the mechanical jaw.
Merry Christmas.
Oh no!
We switch to the elf
Oh.
vision temporarily. It's just blood red with naughty,
Well,
naughty, naughty,
exactly.
naughty.
Exactly. Billy, what are you up to in the showdown?
Billy is going to race towards the direction that they were supposed to go in. I think Billy is going to try to cover Mads, so he's going to be the one with his decaf shots and his machine gun, just as Mads running behind him.
Okay. So technically making an attack, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yep.
If there's pursuers, that's who.
I'll give you this one. Either Touchy or Looney. Your choice.
Considering the decaf shots, I imagine are like BB gun bullets because they are technically blanks.
Yep.
I'm gonna lean into the Looney. It's gonna look real weird, and they're gonna bounce off of things. And it's gonna be a full like.
It's not BB
Situa-
shots.
it's
It's
a
actually
situation.
baby shots. It's just shooting tiny babies.
No!
Oh my!
And it's
Okay.
like those tiny little rubber babies that you get in like gacha things.
Oh my goodness!
I know what I'm thinking. I don't have to.
Amazing.
Describe it to you. I don't have to explain myself to you.
No.
Oh,
That's better.
Ooh, that's a 20 to begin with, and the Joker is. Oh,
Cool.
actually, that's at least a 21. Could be a 22 if you wanted to.
If I wanted to,
But the Joker.
why
could
would
be
I
a
not want
spades.
to? Well, of course I'm making it a spades. Why would I not make it a spades?
Okay, so 22 plus your Looney,
3.
25. Very nice.
These blanks
that
are
is
doing wonders.
successful.
I should use these blanks more often.
I'm gonna use the challenge table because you drew so high. You can draw an extra card next draw, and choose 2 to keep between those 3.
Beautiful. This is what I was meant to do.
Yep. It's just like if we're never meant to, you're never meant to hurt people. Just confuse them and baffle them into submission.
That's what
That is
gangsters
gonna
do.
be- that is going to be another hit, another bonk on the elf bots. Mads, you are heading up.
Where's
Towards
the
the laser?
where's the control panel?
Control panel is in the trigger of the giant hairdryer.
Okay, well, I'm clearly going to have to activate my helicopter ears again, and I'll grab Billy by the straw, if that's allowable.
I got a like a handle on
You
my
have a
back.
handle? Oh,
Yeah, of
perfect.
course I do.
You grab me by the handle, and I'll just turn on my
Whoa.
helicopter and fly on over there.
Okay, this is definitely going to be Looney. As a reminder, you can use your tricks during a showdown, and you can use ink at any point during a challenge. Ink will give you an automatic success and then tune you out.
But what if I use a trick and ink, because they both tune me out?
There's no point in you using a trick and ink, because ink gives you an automatic success.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh no, it doesn't tune me out. Increase, but you can draw an extra card that is discarded before the final result. Trick does not tune me out. I was successful in that other one that I didn't realize I was. Oops.
Okay,
That's me not reading my character sheet.
that's okay.
Okay, so you want...
Mads is fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's never been saner.
Nothing wrong. He's fine. It's okay. No problem. How many times can you do the trick?
That is what I'm checking right now. So keep going, and I'll find out.
Uh-oh.
That is a 7, but it's Looney, so that's a 9.
Yep. How hard is it to fly over there? Is
To
it
fly
10?
over is not
I'm
going to be
heavy.
hard.
Sorry.
That's what it is.
My back
I do a
end.
plus 3. I do a plus 3, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12.
So a 12. A 12 is going to... You're going to start heading upwards, but Billy is just a little bit too heavy. Like it's still like shooting these babies. There's coffee inside him.
I'm swinging because of the shots, just ricocheting.
Swinging because of the shots.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think Mads, you are going to be
Still
targeted
shooting these
by the elf bots. Like you're gonna be taking drawing their fire as soon as they start
hold
firing
Billy
at
in
you.
front of me to shield myself.
Okay. He's made of tungsten and is wearing a suit. He has way
He's
more
also-
layers right now.
He's convex. Stuff will bounce off of him.
There you
That in
go.
theory, yes.
Yes, that's good logic that Mads totally thought about.
Lola, what are you up to?
Hello. I would like to use my trick, which is, do I look smarter with my goggles on? Double your handy score. During a showdown, this trick must be used before the final result of the draw.
Okay.
So now I have a +6. And I would like to reach into the back of the Cadillac and grab a fistful of those coffee beans that are still in there. And I like to throw them across the floor like caltrops.
Caltrops? Yep.
Or ball bearings. So those elves are gonna tumble
Yeah.
Okay.
Into
Okay.
the
But they're
wall.
gonna
okay.
smell good.
into the wall of flames.
The bean bearings.
Yeah.
They're bean
Thank
bearings.
So let's get some dark roast elves in here.
Yeah.
Do me a draw on handy. Which is okay, that's a 14, that's a 15.
Plus 6.
Plus 6, so 21.
15 plus 6 is 21. That is
Sly thinking 4 eyes.
that is a very good. That's also going to give you an extra card in your next draw.
Cool.
And you land another bonk, as the only 2 elf bots are now left standing. The one that is like full Terminator, but is left standing is a turn of phrase because they were left standing until they all did full Scooby-Doo skedaddling on the bean bearings. One of them falls to the ground and like shoots one of the other ones. So only 2 are now like just like go into full Christmas spider mode. We all know what Christmas spiders look
Yeah.
like.
Oh no.
They are a celebrated and well-known creature from our childhoods.
Oh, this is the one drawback to living in Canada, isn't it? Christmas spiders.
Yeah.
No,
Spiders,
you guys
no.
don't talk about those.
No.
People don't visit us when we talk about
you get
those.
megafauna, you get moose, Christmas
House
spiders.
Right.
House hippos.
Yeah, your whole
House
tourism
hippos.
board's done a real good job at keeping that one quiet.
But this means that now they will be acting. So 2 of them will be acting, and I will ask you to tell me how you're defending yourselves using the same skills, using the same stuff that you can do during an attack. It's just you get to draw and I get to narrate how it happens. And as I said, the fire is being drawn towards Mads, who is holding Billy up. But Mads and Billy, how are you defending yourselves? Well, Mads is defending himself by holding Billy, but how is
Right.
Billy defending himself?
One's
Pretty
covered.
self-explanatory already.
How is Billy defending himself by being used as a mocker shield?
I think Billy is going to start steaming. So he's got like a base of milk at the bottom of his pitcher, his physical being, and he starts to froth and boil, and you can see on his face as his like he gets very like when you're really just hyped up on coffee and you've got that moment of like just I've got too much energy,
Yeah.
and
You
it's that
just
moment of
vibrate.
like he's just gonna foam and like steam, and I'm what I'm
Loud whistle.
envisioning. Yeah, loud whistle. I'm imagining like a fog cloud to try to cloak us as we try to get away.
That's so good.
I really love that.
Yeah.
Full smoke cloud in defense. I'm gonna say, give me a draw on Looney on this one.
Perfect, and I get to draw an extra
From
because you
your
said that I
previous
could draw
success,
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you draw
Awesome.
3 and you choose 2 to keep.
So we got these guys. I think we're going to. I think the 3 is an extra 1, but these might.
The 3 is
just
an
work
extra
out better.
1, but that is a 19. Yes.
Mhm.
What's your Looney?
So 19 plus 3.
19 plus 3. We're going 22 on this success. You can draw an extra card on your next one. as
Hell
well.
yeah.
And Mads, how are you? How are you responding as Billy is creating this milk foam fog cover under the cover of fog? It's a London fog.
There you go.
How are you defending yourself against the Terminator elf bot that is currently going naughty, naughty,
I'm already
naughty?
using Billy as a shield, who's creating a fog to shield us. So I'm not sure what more there is to do, but I'll just kind of
I
deflate.
mean, your objective was to go and use the laser. So
Yeah.
how are you getting to the laser while
I'm still
Billy is?
going now. I'm still, my ears are
Propel
still
us away!
I'm still heading that way.
Okay,
So
let's do
here's
the
what I
same
can do.
draw.
I'm gonna
So-
I'm gonna cartoon the effect here, and I'll just like my body will just kind of like shrink up like a deflating a balloon, and then all my ears go just get bigger and like longer, and they're like giant helicopter blades now.
Yes, I like it. Let's go with Looney. It's going to be 2 cards.
2 cards for Looney. How about these 2? Hwah.
That is a 12 plus
3. So 15.
3. 13. That is still enough. You don't get any extra bonuses, but you do. That is enough to get away from the fire of the elf bots as you reach the mega laser hairdryer thing in this thick London fog. Matchlock and Lola back on the ground. What are you up to? As the one that fell down is going to try falling down. It's probably going to smash onto Matchlock. Matchlock, how do you defend yourself against the giant elf bot falling onto you?
I gotcha.
Is Lola going to roll in?
Yeah, unless Aram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that
Aram
sounds
is-
about
Aram is
right.
busy. Aram
No,
is
No, no,
lost
no.
his-
No, I looked up something. Sorry. No, that
Okay.
sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm people-sized and Matchlock is bottle-sized.
Mm-hmm. I do
Doesn't
like
like
to
to
be
talk
thrown and used as a. No. I do like it when it's mentioned. I do like. I have a beautiful.
She likes
bottle
being
shape.
objectified because she's an object.
I do. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I like. So glad you noticed.
Naughty, naughty, naughty.
You said the elf bot is gonna try falling onto us.
Yes. It's not attacking as much as it's falling into
Falling.
success.
It's falling. It's falling.
Yeah.
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 But you do see the shape of Bunny, of Mads,
way
getting
up there.
to the laser, yeah.
That's good. I'm gonna scoop up Matchlock, and then I'm gonna do the cartoon run where all the legs just go in circles, and you're going so fast your legs stop being visible, and I'm gonna run in the opposite direction of where the bots are pointing at to draw fire.
Okay. Is this going to be Looney or Touchy? Sounds like you're just using your full body to do stuff.
Yeah,
Sounds
touchy.
more touchy to me. Yeah.
Can I use a thing?
You can use a thing.
An item. Bottle of liquor. Consumable item with 5 charges. Adds temporary +2 to touchy. Highly flammable. Can cause dependency. Repeated use will tune out this tune.
Okay. I'll say repeated use will be if you use it over 3 turns.
Okay.
It'll tune you out.
Cool. So now I have a +4. Good thing.
You still have the extra from earlier.
Oh, right. Well, that...
Talk me through it. Talk me through
I
it.
know,
What's
I'm
happening?
doing math. I'm doing math. Doing math. That's the better hand.
Okay. 7 and 3 is 10 plus 1 from diamonds
diamonds.
is 11.
11 + 4 is 15.
15. 15 is enough to avoid being hit by this,
Just
and
enough.
also just dragging Matchlock out of the path of this elf bot falling down, which is then going to power down as the other one just finally tracks, locks, identifies, finds Matchlock, and is going to start loading its Christmas cannon. Matchlock, how do you defend against this? That's you, Aram.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Repeat that one more time. I was looking up something. I apologize.
Yep. The third elf bot that finally locks target on you is going to attack. How do you defend against
I was being held by Lola, right?
Lola has just grabbed
you.
you away from the falling bot.
Right. Okay. But if I don't do something, will Lola still be hurt?
No, this is going to hurt you specifically.
Okay. Well, then she's like, darling, it's okay. It's what I was made for. And like pushes out of your hands and soars, like lights herself with a little lighter on the way and just happily tumbles towards the bot.
No!
somewhere off screen you hear, pull! And just a single shot, just like, so you're not trying to defend at all on this one?
No, I'm just going to meet it. I'm
Okay.
going to meet it and greet it.
Just take a bonk.
Okay, done.
Take a bonk on this one. Okay. As Mads, you reach the top. Two of the elf bots are still operating. One is now just like very confused that Matchlock just launched herself into its gun. So Mads, you can get up to the giant laser and start using it as you wish, but I will give you a it'll be a challenge to activate it, so you tell me how you think you can activate it.
I think it needs some coffee power. So I'm gonna take
course.
Billy here, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Billy," I'm gonna kind of pour you on top of the control panel and be like, "Absorb the energy."
It starts sparking and frying and glitching, but it does activate it somehow. If you are successful on this draw. So give me a... what is this? This is Looney. Let's go with Looney.
Alright, did you figure out how many times I can use tricks?
We're going to say once per situation.
Alright, I want this to activate. So I'm going to increase my Looney score by 1, and I can draw an extra card.
Okay.
And then I discard one of them. So here's my 3 cards.
Okay, an ace, a 4,
let's
and a
get rid
7.
of that one.
Yep.
Okay.
So
that is a
it's
17
look
plus
at that.
1
So
is 18.
It is 18 plus 4 because I got the plus 1. So 22.
22. Incredible.
22.
22, we're going to give you... Actually, no, this difficulty was a little bit higher. Yes, you somehow the coffee does power up the laser. The entire laser starts vibrating with excitement and caffeination. It really wakes it up. And you now have...
coffee that drips
you-
too.
Alex, what
Have
does the laser
control?
sound like? Can we hear the voice of the laser as it gets powered up? Please?
Oh boy, I am so caffeinated right now. I can do anything. I can cut through anything.
That's exactly what I was picturing. One mind right now.
You have, Mads, you have full control of the laser as it starts just aiming its beam all over. You can try pointing it at the coffin. You might hit other things as well.
Well, I'm gonna, try and swing past the elves and hit the coffin, of course. That's what we're here for.
Okay.
So,
Let's do.
I'm just gonna say, is it gonna be easier to hit the elves, or is it gonna be easier to just go right for the coffin, or is it?
It's gonna be the easiest thing is gonna be hit anything. The hardest thing is going to not hit things you want to not hit.
All right.
So you're trying not to hit your friends.
Okay, so I'm gonna swing it around, slice through all the elves that are still down there, and then swing it back and just take open the coffin just enough that we don't break anything inside of it, of course.
Okay. I'm gonna make this a group check with Billy and Mads.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask two of you to use either Handy or Looney if you tell me how you use cartoon logic for this. If not, it's gonna be a handy draw. It's going to be a difficulty of... I'm going to make it a intermediate difficulty, which is a 15.
Billy is going to pull, I imagine it's some sort of, kind of scope on his espresso machine gun, and it's going to just very like gummy and gluey and rubbery. Pull it off and stick it on top of the laser. Look, now we can see. Gotta see where you're going.
Hey, now we got a scope. See?
Yeah, we gotta see. We gotta go.
That's how that works. Yeah.
Makes the shooting better.
It's like, see, I have a thing now. Okay, draw me on Looney and Mads. How are you operating the laser?
I'm going to pull out my raw yellow ink, and I'm going to draw the path on the control panel of where it needs to go and what it needs to hit, and like a legend of go to here, nice here. So yeah, I'm gonna pull
Point
out
here,
raw yellow
boom.
ink and do that.
So you're not imbibing it yourself. You're making the laser imbibe the raw ink.
Yeah. Well, I
But you take
don't know
a
what
lick of it. Just.
I'm using the raw ink to make it happen.
I mean, what I imagine is that you draw out the path and then you just like slurp it up following, just so you can follow the path that you drew for yourself.
There you go. Okay.
Which means that your yellows become brighter, like color on you, just like you get patches of just yellow ink bursting through you, become so much more vivid, which is an automatic success. Billy, what's your...
Now I'm tuned out.
You are tuned out. That's a 14 plus
You said Looney, right?
your Looney, yes. So it's
Plus
15
3.
plus.
Nice.
15 plus 3 is 18. Okay.
17. No, you're right. Damn it.
There's the first
That's
one on
hard,
this one.
guys. That's hard. That's a pass, right?
Yeah, that's a pass.
Okay, good.
It was an
Okay.
automatic success for Maz, but I want to see how much you did to see what the narrative result would be.
Because I had a trick that I
Mads
was going to throw in if we failed.
Ears fall down, grab the controls, or has hands on controls, has feet on controls, and it's just like eyes are full swirly, and somehow still makes it just like elf. Elf.
That's what his eyes look like right now. His face
Yep.
is just like, let's get these guys. I'm gonna get this done.
And he does. And he cuts through the chains. The coffin does not open. It just somehow just cuts exactly through the chains that are covering it. And Lola and Matchlock from the ground, you hear this as if something is trying to break out from the inside.
All
Great.
right.
But for the sake of time, we are going to smash cut to you arriving at Jellyfish Junction with the coffin, the Cadillac. Mads is still just going wee in the back. Eyes still full swirling. Billy is trying to feed him some
three of the
decaf.
hubcaps that are left roll off.
Yeah. Coffee beans are rolling out.
Behind you, elf bots flying in full like double Superman formation, and a giant sleigh with rotating blades on the outside, and Dr. Grumpo in his full Santa outfit chasing you.
He's real.
Oh, he's real. Santa's not, but Dr. Grumpo is. He delivers gift to children from his steampunk sleigh armed with rotating blades.
If you don't believe in him, he can't hurt you.
Exactly. He's not real.
As you hear him just go, spits a nail out, and just takes his machine gun. But as you arrive in Jellyfish Junction, pursued by Elfbots and Dr. Grumpo, the Syndicate's fish people use their fish cannons to stop them behind you. You just see this as Dr. Grumpo is shot out of the sky.
Are the fish cannons the kind of cannons they use to shoot fish? So are they fish people shooting other fish?
It's like the salmon cannon that they use
Right.
to shoot salmon's back, yes.
Right.
But they're
Also-
not shooting fish.
Right. So so they're not shooting
The
fish.
fish
Okay.
are
They're not shooting fish. The fish are shooting, but they're not
Okay.
shooting
This
fish.
is so
Understood.
confusing.
The fish are operating the fish cannon.
Right.
But as
okay.
you arrive into Jellyfish Junction, the docks are just assault your nose with smells you can't quite place. You don't want to place them. In fact, it would probably be worse if you could place what smells they were. You see the red cranes reaching into the sky, and a chaotic fleet of ships and boats of all sizes crowding together on this tiny little wharf, leading into a black sea. A single fish person comes up and just like,
They call me Vorgoth. I was told of your arrival by the casino staff. They turn around, they flare their gills, and they emit a series of incomprehensible guttural noises, and several other fish people appear around you. You see behind them a long line of Toon couples in wedding clothes. They're in a trance. They're dancing some sort of strange dance with more fish people wearing hoods, intone blasphemous chants of Tanglier. Chanting emerges as they dance these slow dances, leading them to a platform from which rockets are shot directly into the moon.
I do enjoy a wedding.
Returning from the moon is a long line of storks the size of pterodactyls. They are carrying handkerchiefs in their beaks. Whatever is inside the handkerchiefs is moving. You can't quite tell if, what it might, who it might be. And there is a strange dystonic melody rising from inside the handkerchiefs. And Vorgoth goes, "Oh, do not mind them. They're part of the Abyssal Hearts Agency. Association, if you will. Meet new people, make friends, find a romance. They say loneliness can kill after all. But
That sounds charming.
But you
I
have
no questions. We have the goods.
Nature is beautiful, isn't it?
I suppose.
the coffin handed over to the syndicate. Vorgoth will say,
the debt to the Doco family is repaid.
and pulls out of his pocket a giant eraser and just starts scrubbing off the branding mark that the Docos had put on your bodies.
No,
They just peel it. They just
We're no longer-
peel a label off me.
No longer trademarked.
Hey, watch it. That's sensitive.
Mads giggled, probably, I assume. So there is the matter of the reward and the ink, of course.
I was told that we can split. It was half and half of the profits would be split between you and the Docos. And you could boom, boom, boom,
As the coffin thumps.
All right. I keep forgetting about that.
And then a single gloved hand bursts through. And you see
Told
it
you
start
this was
pulling
bad news.
itself out. And you see, buried beneath the ink, is Jimmy Rat, the scourge of Helluva Town, the archetypal arch-villain. You know stories about Jimmy the Rat. You know that this rat laws were put in place after Mayo Day during the uprising that he led several years ago. People say that he once turned an entire neighborhood into mariachis with spiraling eyes. People say that he's so big that the moon is actually one of his teeth, but also he was spat out of the moon when he was born. People have conflicting stories about him. They're all true unless they're not. But now you see him in his 7 foot, somehow was cramped inside this coffin, just pulls himself out, and he inhales every single vial of ink from inside the coffin. And just...
Oh no!
And he is larger and more vivid and nastier looking. His jaw unhinges. He starts cracking down onto the ground, and he just starts rushing against you. He eats a couple of fish people on the way,
Well, really, it's their fight, not ours.
but then we're in a showdown with you.
Oh dear.
Oh, okay.
It's just like... we're in a showdown, which means we are going to begin with last two went with Mads. We're going to start with Matchlock this time.
Oh dear. Well, so I'm looking at a giant rat, a giant rainbow-colored neon rat.
It's not rainbow colored, it's like really vivid. All the colors
Vivid,
on his body is
right.
vivid.
Right. Okay. It's a heavily inked rat. Is what I'm.
Yeah, heavily inked rat, yeah.
Is what I'm dealing with. All right. Well.
You know, you've heard of Jim Rat? Well, this is an ink rat.
Right. Yes. Well, I mean, everything reacts the same to fire, so I'm going to. I'm just gonna but instead of like instead of being hurled at it this time, I'm gonna hurl myself, and so I flip through the air, but then I land in front of it and just punch it in the nose. That's what I'm trying to do.
Your weakness is fire, right?
You're right. I'm just gonna punch it in the face.
We're gonna go with touchy on this one.
Yeah. All right. Oh, that is gonna be. Oh, shoot. A queen and a jack of clubs.
Okay, that's,
So that's 20.
20.
Plus 3 is 23.
23. You land a bonk right on the nose, and you see his whole face accordions in,
Yeah.
and then accordions back out again, and his jaw unhinges even bigger and just tries closing around you. It definitely took a hit,
Right.
but this is it's
a big
this
guy.
is nasty.
He's a
If
big
this
guy.
is Jimmy Rat, like you know that Grin Gardens used to be a fancy neighborhood filled with Swiss garden gnomes, and
Yeah.
then Jimmy Rat became interested in dice games, and that's why it's what it is now.
Right.
Well,
Well,
just like stories keep flashing back.
if the rat's trying to eat me, that's what the rat's trying to do, right?
Trying to chomp right back down on you. We're
Can
gonna
I just-
finish the
gotcha.
round and then
Yeah.
come to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Billy.
I haven't gone in a while, but that's okay.
Oh, true. Sorry. Yes, Lola, and then Billy.
Yeah. Seeing that Matchlock just beamed this guy in the face,
Yep.
I'm gonna go back to the Cadillac and pull that last hubcap off, and I'm gonna throw it like a frisbee, except that when it spins, I don't know cars, not the part that faces out, the under part that goes onto the wheel.
Mhm,
They come out and they make like fins that are sharp.
Yes. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm gonna throw this horrible frisbee.
Are you pitching me a handy or a loony?
I'm pitching you a handy.
Pitch me a handy. I mean, let's not say it that way.
That is an
Rephrase.
unfortunate
Let's
phrase.
rephrase that.
You started it, buddy.
Oh. You're pitching me a use of the handy stat.
Correct.
Let's go that way.
Marginally better.
Yeah.
I knew what I was doing at the time. That is a 19.
Plus 3.
That is a 22.
Yes.
A 22 will hit Jimmy the Rat right at his mouth as he's trying to close his jaw onto Matchlock.
Hey.
Right at his mouth.
Don't eat my friends.
And he just eats the hubcap. Just like,
Eat this instead.
and you see he just spits out just a nasty looking knife made out of your hubcap.
Great.
Billy.
Billy. So, go ahead. Lola, finish your turn.
I have to step away. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so Billy is going to try to act cool. He's been drawing real shitty cards, so we're gonna hope that this is gonna be better.
You also
but
remember that something that people say about Jimmy Rat is that the sun disappears at night because it's afraid of Jimmy Rat.
the sun disappears at night because it's afraid. So,
So it would, like, no one would judge you for being a little scared of this.
okay, but I mean, we're also hyped on juices here. We're a coffee pot.
Yeah,
so-
I mean, there's rockets in the background, there's storks
Yes,
flying in
big
from
explosions, exactly. And so I think Billy's got his cigar in his mouth. It's little puffs coming out as he's trying to fiddle with his machine gun. Very calm, cool, and collected. And I think as Matchlock flies above, heading towards the commotion, we lift our cigar, catch a little bit of flame, stick it back in our mouth, real cool like, and he goes, "In the coffee underworld, you gotta know how to handle the heat." And he kind of tries to like catch Matchlock's eye with a little bit of like a cheeky wink as he's flipping a bunch more empty shot glasses up in the air, and they're catching little bits of coffee, and they're sliding right smoothly into his shotgun as he's just gonna release a shit ton of shotgun shots towards the rat.
The shots, yes.
Yeah.
Is this a loony or a touchy?
I'll say loony.
Okay.
And we're going with that plus 3.
That is a
16. So 19.
19 total. 19 total. Unfortunately, as you are shooting these shot glasses at Jimmy Rat directly, he just catches each and just pours himself a shot each time, and just takes a shot with each of the glass that comes towards his direction, and then he just throws them in his mouth and starts chewing on the glass, and you can see just like ink pouring out of his gums.
Could I use a trick?
You can use a trick on your neck. Oh, actually, can you apply it after your draw?
Mine says Joker up the sleeve. After you draw, one of your cards becomes a
There we go.
Joker.
There we go.
So if we switch this guy to a Joker, do we pass now?
That would make it into a 21 to begin with, plus
3.
21 plus 3 is 24. Yes, as he's crunching on the shot glasses, he does hurt himself and takes a bonk. There we go.
Yeah, we did it. Of course, it's always
Ink
been
that
5
falls
Jokers.
out. You can see the ink is falling out. It is horrifying to watch and be like, especially Matchlock is right underneath, right inside it. Just like there's just ink pouring onto Matchlock. Mads, what's happening with you?
So Mads is still tuned out, which is obvious by his googly eyes that you can see. He's just kind of half there, but he's still like in flashback mode, remembering attaching the laser now to the top of the Cadillac. And he's gonna take this super death laser and aim it at the rat, and he's gonna shoot the rat with his laser death ray.
The dream death laser.
The dream death laser ray. Yeah.
The thought bubble, just taking the giant death laser out of the thought bubble, putting it onto the Cadillac and shooting.
Yep.
Let's go. Yep, that's a Looney single card.
Yep, and which is why I.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh,
that is
that's
an 11. Yeah.
Plus my 3, that's a 14.
That's
Can
a
I
14.
help this roll?
Can you help this roll?
I have ink all over me. What if I
Okay.
just took my finger and drew a big target so that
Yeah.
when they fire, it's like that scene in Jaws when they hit the oxygen tank inside its mouth? Yeah.
You can't say no. You gotta do it. It's canon.
Yeah, I have to. You know what? So, Matchlock, give me a draw on Looney.
Okay. That is going to be. Oh, that's. Well, no, that's not bad.
You need to beat a 20. Meet or beat a 20 for this double roll to have to work.
15.
Okay.
Right? But this is Looney.
That's technically 16, yes.
16, right? Plus 2 more is 18.
18.
And I think what I'm going to use to do this is my vial of yellow ink. So I instantly become tuned out, but it
Okay.
gives me an automatic success.
Okay, so you don't dip you dip your finger in ink and it's not the ink pouring down, it's your
Right.
own ink. But then you just shot at the end of it.
Yeah.
Just like draw the thing, just like, yep, let's go.
Yep.
What a way to go. Mads, you successfully, if like not entirely focused on what you're doing, but you do successfully hit Matchlock in Jimmy Rat's mouth.
You know this was all a dream sequence that wasn't actually supposed to be effective because I knew he was tuned out. So this
No,
makes
I was
it
like,
better
let's
than
make
it
this
actually
work.
What happens is that Mads' shot doesn't land, but Matchlock explodes anyway.
Right, the laser hits off to the side.
The
and I
laser,
still
it's a
blow up.
rocket in the background.
Yeah.
But Matchlock explodes.
It's like before where I wasn't actually shooting the cannon; it was just throwing handfuls of coffee beans.
Yeah.
So one must have, hit Matchlock just maybe he's got a straw and it plugged the straw and back pressured him and then he exploded. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what happens.
Beautiful.
Jimmy's mouth just like hangs fully open, and you can see he just like pulls himself back up, and you just see this wild look in his face. Matchlock is like around here. She's around here. She's a bit of there, a bit over there, a bit over there. She's around here.
Yeah. She'll be fine.
You all getting the sense that Jimmy doesn't seem to be the kind of guy who will just go down. You might have to try a different approach, but he is going to try getting a hit in on. Who's the closest at this point? Billy. Actually, no. Lola is the one that threw the frisbee, so he's just
Yeah.
going to throw the knife back at you.
Oh, great,
no.
great.
How are you responding to it? The knife becomes a shark that, of course, that starts biting. It's just yeah.
Just throwing it. If I run towards him, it'll go over my head.
You just go like down and fall against Scooby-Doo's
Yeah.
rush towards him? Sure.
Yep.
Let's go with touchy. That is a 13, 14. Yep. Plus.
What? Oh, diamonds. Plus 2.
Yep. Plus 2, 14 plus 2 is 15.
14
unfortunately,
plus 2 is 16.
Plus 2 is 16, which is still not enough. As you do rush ahead, and the shark like goes past you, and then just screeches to a halt mid-air, turns around, chases you, and bites you in the butt for a bonk.
Of course. How else?
How else? Again, for the sake of time, we're going to say I would like each of you to do something to somehow remove the threat of Jimmy Rat from this scene and from yourselves and save yourselves. You can skedaddle. You can also end a showdown by getting out of dodge. Up to you.
What's getting out of dodge again?
Getting out of dodge is you leave.
You just leave and skedaddling.
You just leave.
The difference between getting out of dodge and skedaddling.
So skedaddling takes you specifically out of the scene. Getting out of dodge gets all of you out of the scene entirely.
Okay.
So basically you're abandoning the combat and
So we
leaving.
all
And
grab
maybe
a piece
being
of-
chased and stuff and things, but we're going to end it on whatever you choose to do.
We all grab a piece of matchlock that's nearest to us and run out, and we reassemble them outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
like
like Humpty Dumpty.
Well,
yeah.
we can't do anything good with this. We're just going to come here, Matchlock.
Yeah. There's one piece missing, and it gets wedged into the rat's foot as it's running after us, so it has to hop for a minute. Thank you! And just pluck that last piece out and run away.
Okay, let's see. Let's do a final draw from everyone. This is gonna be either touchy or loony, depending on if you're cartoon skedaddling out or if you're doing something that is just physical.
I'll do touchy because I'm impaling him in the foot.
You're impaling the rat. Yeah.
Yeah. That is 19.
You are tuned out.
I just pulled an ace then. So I have
Yep.
an ace.
That's a 10.
Plus 3 is 13.
It's 13. You take a bonk.
Okay. Well, I'm already tuned out, so I can take a bonk again. So I have 2 bonks and I'm tuned out.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're no longer tuned out because that's
Right.
been applied.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Mads.
I'm going to grab my Swiss Army chainsaw, and I'm going to use the not the sharp chain, but more of the grippy chain, and ride it
The
like
blunt, rusty chain?
no. It's gonna be my way out of here. I'm gonna ride it, so it's gonna be like a yeah, like when you're riding those little horses when you're kids. Although it's the other way, and it's on the ground, and it's gonna push me out of here.
Yeah.
It's just propelling you forwards with the chain. Yeah, I love it.
Logically.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me a loony on this one.
What? What do you mean, Looney?
Yeah, look at
Oh,
that.
incredible.
Two.
That's a 22 to begin with.
So plus 3 is a 25.
Wow.
Did you take any bonks at all?
I have not taken any bonks.
You've not taken any bonks. Okay. You somehow pick up a couple of loose change and pick up $3 on the way out.
Oh, sweet.
As you're going through. Billy.
I think after that successful pull from Mads, if you'll let me, I think Billy's going to have one hand on the back of a chain that Mads has got. So Mads is pulling, unbeknownst to him, Billy as well, with Billy's other hand, he's got his machine gun in the other hand, just swearing and just at the top of his lungs, calling out profanities as he's just blasting to try to get out of the way, but also defend.
Yeah. Swearing in Italian across. This is going to be also for Italian, so they're going to enjoy that.
Amazing.
So yeah, give me Feely, I guess. Just like
Feely.
trying to be insulting with words as you run away. It's like the
Okay.
opposite of diplomatic. No one likes a
we
sore
got
loser, Billy.
We got a 19 plus a 1 for my feely.
That's a yep. That's a 20. Just like picking up bits. I feel like the swearing is probably just like bits of Matchlock also just like implanting themselves in you as you're picking her up.
Yeah,
Lola.
your mother's got a mother's mother on that side, and it's just all screwy, you know.
Ah, my mother. Ah, my mother. Ah, my mother. Ah, my mother.
Mamma mia.
Lola.
Well, let's gonna grab any last pieces of Matchlock, if there's any left.
There's one left in Jimmy Rat's mouth. Jimmy Rat's foot.
It's just, I guess I did run towards Jimmy the Rat, so
Yeah.
I'll grab
Suck
that
it
one, and then run back to the Cadillac and hop in and take off.
Okay. Give me. This is gonna be a touchy.
A touch. I use my green ink and automatically succeed.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Time to use it.
Driving under the
Absolutely.
influence out of the scene.
Yeah,
Um,
let's go.
Let's go. Automatic success as Lola just like bursts with vivid colors. Time stops as she grabs the shard of Matchlock out, and then just the car just forms around Lola. She doesn't even make it back to the Cadillac. It's
The
just
car is just here.
the car is just
Right.
suddenly there.
The camera
Everyone is
swoops
like
fully around. Yeah.
Mads is just still off on his chainsaw and just like riding it. And you do you pick him up? I don't know. He's a sidecar now. He's got a side chainsaw
It's a sidecar.
as you're
Nice.
heading out.
I'll pick up Billy if Billy
Pick
wants
up
to
Billy, who is
stop
still just
Billy's
like
clapping.
Yeah.
And we get out of Dodge, knowing that Jimmy the Rat has been unleashed back upon Helluva Town, and the year of the rat is nigh.
That does not sound like our problem.
No,
No.
it's not.
It's gonna be everyone's problem in a
Well,
bit.
free.
No, we got hired.
But you are free of the debt with the Doco family, so you know
Let's go.
you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, we can just leave.
Yep. Sure. Yes.
That debt.
Okay.
That debt rolled right off our back,
Yeah.
just like water
Water
off a
off a-
duck.
Yes.
Yay! Okay, very, very quickly, let's go around one more time again, starting with Blair. Who are you? Where can people find you? Or anything you want to say about yourself?
I'm Blair. I'm half of Adventure Dice.
And you
Where
played
can we
Mads
find
Bunny.
Adventure Dice?
AdventureDice.ca.
There we go. Thank
There
you.
you go.
Bella.
Hi, I'm Bella. I'm not on the internet. That's it.
And you
I'm
played
in a
Lola
safe
Lagoon.
house in an undisclosed country.
Fee.
Fee, that's me. You can find me on Instagram at that Debbie Girl. Girl is spelled with a G-U-R-L. I also am not very social media-esque, but feel free to shout me out on Instagram. But yeah, come play D&D sometime.
And Aram.
Yeah, I make up for both of them. I am all over the internet and will not shut up. You can find all of my social media handles and all of the shows I make at aram.gay.
And I'm Alex. I am the translator for Helluva Town into English, as well as other Acheron Games books, such as Brancalonia and Apocalypse and Inferno. And this was the most fast-paced game that I've shoved into 2 hours, but I hope you all had fun, and I hope that people for watching have a vague idea of what we did. That's kind of the level that this game brings to.
Do we even have a vague idea of what we did?
I was gonna
Did
say,
you
I think
have
I have
any
a
idea
vague
what you
idea.
did?
Chaos. We did
You
chaos.
found a coffin that was a rock. It was on a train, and then you surfed it, and then you opened it with a giant hairdryer that was also a laser, and then a rat appeared out of a coffin.
Right, it's just like the new Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
simple to understand.
But thank you all for playing with me, and I am going to stop recording now. Please don't leave when I stop. Why?